And I got these plans. I'ma be goddamn, I don't see these through, you don't understand.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Sunday Night Nut Pod. I am Baxkpaxkzaxk, X's no C's.
And I'm Maggie. Oh, yeah, and I'm Maggie.
Yeah, that's...
And today I have a special treat for the podcast, and I did buy this for the podcast. And it's a cherry vanilla soda, and I don't know how the sugar will do with me, diabetes-wise. So
it's exciting.
Yeah, so that's gonna be. So we're gonna get a blood sugar watch in the corner. No, just
kidding. Can we get a?
Can we get a blood sugar watch?
Thank you. Janet's on it. Okay.
And it's pretty weird, but it's gross. Wanna try it?
Yeah, I got to.
Oh, it's really gross.
What the heck?
Ugh.
That is not what I expected.
Yeah.
But it's not bad. It's not bad.
It's like a fucked up cream soda.
See, I hate cream soda. No.
Really?
It's not that. It's...
My friend shotgunned a cream soda on accident.
What a savage. Oh, it was on accident?
He thought it was a beer. And then...
Hopefully. Otherwise, that dude would have been a mega square.
Yeah, but I mean, it still was pretty embarrassing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay. Well, what are we talking about today? For starters, we're talking about your song. Should we get into it?
Oh my gosh.
Should we get into it, or is it too early?
I mean, I'm down to start it off with it.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so I wrote this song. I can't. I wrote this song the other day. And I was just singing to myself in the car, and I was like, you know what? This might be kind of fire. So, and since Zach is a musician, I was like, I want to share my song with him. So, and now, oh wait, I need the cheat code in the corner.
Oh, I see.
Just to make sure.
Yeah, you know. In light of you making a song, it's only right I make a film.
Oh yeah, and then present it next week.
Yeah.
But now you have the opportunity to actually try for the film.
That's true.
Whereas mine is just like hey, I wrote this little song. Okay, so
how about next week officially? You can still present your song,
okay.
But next week I can show you how to use Logic, and
I make a real song.
Yeah, you can try to make a song.
Oh, okay, that would actually be a fun bit.
Yeah, right?
So next week, I'll give you like a little, I don't know if you how to edit videos or anything, but I'll give you a little tutorial. You give me a tutorial, and you'll make a film and I'll make a song.
Okay, yeah. And it will be presented next week.
Live on the
Here on Sunday. Live.
Wait, that's actually going to be lit.
Yeah, that's a cool idea.
Okay.
But yeah, let's hear it.
So here's the song. Holy shit. Okay.
He's nervous.
Well, okay.
Well, okay.
I don't know how this is gonna be received. Okay. So one of the songs is like a chorus or something, and then the other part is like a little rap verse. Okay. Here we go.
What are you doing, bro?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Road rage.
Great, now none of us can fucking...
Okay.
Anyways,
Okay.
Wait, I forgot the words. I'm going to Little Caesars in Santa Monica. It's $15 for the delivery. I had no requests back when I was at home just watching Vanderpump. But now I'm driving and I'm getting all these requests. Okay, bye.
Okay, so that honestly came out so much worse than
I'm driving.
I thought, like,
oh, man.
I always wonder, like, how do you come up with a tune? Hey, I'm seriously doing a deep dive.
I'm sorry.
So I always wonder how people can write, like, a melody. And so when I had this little melody coming out, I was like, okay, this is something I can... Okay.
Yeah. I mean, dude, you know...
The lyrics just were... That was just off the dome. If you can believe it.
Dude, when I wrote Oxygen, I had that melody in my head. And then I woke up the next morning. And
Forgot it.
I played the beat, yeah, and I was like... It was gone. Completely gone. And I actually just chalked that song. I forgot about this. I literally chalked that song up as one time as like, you forgot it. It was a good song that you forgot. And then, like, randomly it came to me like 2 days later. And I was like, there it is. And I took my phone out and recorded myself doing it. But yeah, sometimes it's...
That's scary.
Yeah, it's tricky. Like, I had all the words finished. And I was like, I don't know the melody.
You had the words written down,
Yeah.
but you didn't know the melody?
The whole thing.
Wow, that's so sketchy.
It
You really
is.
gotta capture it.
Yeah, and that's why I'm really big on, like, whatever the first idea is when I'm songwriting, it's probably the best one.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, the more you overthink, the worse you get. So, like, it's very, you gotta just do it.
Yeah. I love the idea of, like, sometimes these random, like, really good ideas come to you and you have to, like, capture it really quick. Like, back in high school when I, like, wanted to be a writer, I would, like, have random, like, intense lines that I could, like, put into, like, a book or a story. And I was like, I need, like, a little mini journal so that whenever I have it, I write it down. And then I was at Goodwill one day and I saw, like, an orange one. And orange is my favorite color.
Yeah.
And then I opened it up and someone wrote in it, for words unspoken. So I started writing, like, random little things in there.
Wow. That's a beautiful thing, words unspoken.
Yeah, it was sick. And, you know, I stopped writing.
Yeah, well, it'd be like that. Anyways.
But that was a cool, like, behind the scenes story about Oxygen.
Oh yeah, right? I forgot about that until you just started talking about how, like, you wanted to just get it in really quick.
Yeah.
And I was like, because I actually remember now being like, I was in my room in mom and dad's house and I was like, you're an idiot, bro. That was a good song. How did you forget that?
And it's, like, so unique where you're like, that was my one chance to, like,
Yeah, it was
switch
like,
it
that
up.
was my thing, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe I just let it slip. But then I got it back.
Hey.
Yeah. Anyways.
All right.
Next one. She's got two.
This is where the rapping comes in
Yeah, the rap.
into play.
Rapper's delight.
Shit, okay.
Barring out.
Well, I just came out of Little Caesars and
Oh
there
wait,
was
I gotta say, the first one was before I went to Little Caesars. Like, I was really excited because I got that delivery request after not getting any I was delivering for Uber Eats. And so then I was like, oh, Little Caesars. And that's when it started. And then I went into Little Caesars and then this is what happened inside. Wait, I'm worried it's gonna... Okay, we'll see what happens.
Well, I just came out of Little Caesars and there was a man standing in the doorway. He said he needed... He was a crackhead and he had a car, but he couldn't push the door out. So he asked me to grab the door. I shimmied past him and gave him one more. I held the door and I told him to have a great night.
Yeah.
And then I put my pieces in the car and off I was to open up my tip jar virtually because it's on the Greats.
Yeah. So that's not too bad in terms of freestyle.
Yeah, for sure. And no beat.
It reminds me of, like...
I'll give you one more.
It kind of sounds like...
I shimmy fast and I opened the door and then I gave him one more.
I told him to have a great night. Yeah, so... Yeah.
He was a crackhead. I'm telling you,
True
bro.
story. It reminds me of that one stand-up of, like, Childish Gambino saying, like how they used to rap, and it's like, I went to the hat store today and I bought myself a hat, and that's like how my rap was.
Yeah.
It's like, I got in the car, and like it's just like corny. But you guys may be wondering right now, like, is she serious? Is she doing a bit? I'm serious. I can see the comedy in it, but I was having a good time recording my song.
Dude, you know,
I didn't write this song for it to be a joke, but now that I wrote it, it is funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
It's just goofy, but
yeah, I mean, I think you should at least
release. No.
like demo tape, you know? No, just kidding.
We're gonna hop in the studio right after this.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm down. We could just look through beats, see what you're fucking with. Honestly.
No. Well, you know, next week I will have like a real song, or I don't have to make a whole song. It could be like 30 seconds.
Yeah, okay, we'll give you that.
But I'll actually try to write about something real.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, that's gonna be way more embarrassing on the pod.
Yeah.
Are you nervous about yours? Assignment?
Yeah, I was just thinking about it because, like, I think I should just, would you start with, like, a storyboard and then go from there, or would you?
It depends what kind of, like, thing you want to make. Like, are you going to tell, like, a narrative?
Yeah, I would like to, like, try to make an actual story, kind of, you know?
Okay, yeah, then
I don't know if I could get it done in a week, though, thinking like that.
It would just have to be, like, I don't know.
Like, I would try to make, like, a funny show, you know? I would like to make a show like that. You know, it's funny, me and Mars were actually talking about kind of, like, trying to do something, like...
Well, Mars is, like, or he did film, right?
Exactly. That's why I was like,
dude, you can't get help from Mars.
No, I won't. That won't count.
Okay.
That won't count.
But you are.
On a side, like, yeah, like, on a side note, because I was like, he brought it up that he was... like tried his hand at stand-up comedy and shit. And I was like, I've always wanted to try because people like at parties and stuff have been like, dude, that's a really like funny story. Like, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Like people have told me like, oh, you should try to be a comedian. Like you're funny. More of like telling stories type thing.
Yeah. That's like what stand-up is, I feel like.
Right? And I also think kind of like a Rick and Morty type show. I think that would be so cool. Like to be a writer on something like that. I think I could be good at it too, you know?
Yeah, I think you would be.
Yeah, because like I mean, I know I always like write music and stuff, but I always have had a passion for writing. Like I've always been good at writing in English in school and shit.
Yeah.
Language arts. So
sure.
But I've never really like explored that anymore. I've just always been like, oh, it's like in school and stuff. I was like, oh, nice, dude. I don't have to worry about the writing projects because I can just like get through it easily. Never like, dude, this could be profitable.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, cool. That sounds really fun.
I know, right?
I'll help you guys, of course.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that would be cool. It was just like a little idea that we said in passing, but I would be so down, you know? It's something I've never thought about.
Yeah.
At all. But, like, the
more I
think
about it. Wait, so would it be animated?
Yeah.
Oh, so you guys would need...
He said he had that thing. He said he has, like, a...
He does that?
I mean...
He's what is the word for it? Animator?
I don't know, dude. I really don't know if he does that. But he did say, he's like, oh, you just need this app, like...
Oh, he has a lot of tricks up his sleeve.
That kid really is, bro. He's like
a jack of all trades.
He's a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
He's just
you never know what you're gonna pull out.
Yeah, like he's just like, oh, I also have scissors. Like, and you're like, jeez, dude.
Also have scissors.
Just trying to whittle. I just thought you were whittling. But yeah, shout out Mars Playground. Very Renaissance man, if you will.
Yeah, Mars is like a topic now all of a sudden.
Dude, I know. But honestly, it's because me and Maggie love his music.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely, if you guys are watching this and haven't heard it yet, you should tune in. Mars Playground.
Yeah, his music is definitely like my like favorite genre of music.
Yeah, mine too. And I think that's it's like, it's kind of hard to sum up his type of music. Like, he's not it's kind of indie pop, like indie rockish kind of.
Yeah.
A lot of it is, and then a lot of it is like hip hoppy and just popish, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's definitely.
Some songs are like Post Malone vibes.
Yeah. And the song that we have together.
I'll cut it out.
Yeah, I mean, because it's his song.
Yeah,
so.
I'll just cut that out.
Yeah, but.
It's not like live. It's not like you just Tom Holland.
Yeah, right.
Song.
I was like, dude, what am I doing? But honestly, I really don't care because I think it's just promotion and at this point. But yeah, we have a feature. I'm featuring on one of his songs, and.
Oh, so we could leave it in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Shout out the new song.
Yeah, dude. Because
coming soon.
You know, it's coming soon, and I'm so excited about that. One thing that's cool about that story, I don't know if I told you this, but I was kind of in a writer's block thing where I was writing songs every night, like here by myself, just kind of because I was like, dude, you should write. Like, you're not doing anything. So just to like stay on the grind and keep sharp. But I was not writing anything that I liked, and it was like definitely pissing me off. Like, I was like, these are not good. And I went to Mars's house, and I was like, hopefully, I honestly had hopes of like breaking me out of my writer's block type thing. And literally, because he's an artist who inspires me a lot, like I was really just like a fan of his music. Like, I met him first, and then I was like, whoa, dude, like you are really, really good. So that was like a completely other thing that was like playing in my mind, where it's like, dude, these are the type of people I want to be making music with. Where like people that I'm actually listening to, like, so
for real.
It was a whole bunch of subconscious things that were really playing into it. But right when he played that beat, I was just like, and zoned in, wrote a verse super fast that I really, really like has grown on me a lot. And I think a lot of it was because the fucking song is a vibe.
Yeah, that's like he'll like switch the genre up, because this song is like some like Drake type shit, I feel like.
Yeah, I have trouble describing his sound. I'm not gonna lie, but I also have trouble describing mine, because I think it's like, and I think that's why we can like make music together so well.
Yeah,
it's like we both feel like we're just gonna blend in with whatever the vibe is.
Okay, wait. Before you go on, I have a question.
Yeah.
So, like, since you were in a writer's block and you knew you were going over there to make a song, like, as an artist, is that, like, a scary-ass feeling?
Yeah.
Because you're like, fuck, I'm pulling up to make a song and I don't have shit. Like, I just feel like so much in making music is so scary. But whenever I see you do it, you never seem, like, too worried. It's like, man, if I was going over to someone's house, like, to make music with and I didn't have anything, I'd be like, what if I can't write a song, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But you're just like, yeah, and then I wrote it.
Yeah.
So were you nervous?
I mean, there's a part of me that was. And I was talking about this exact thing with some dudes that I performed at the last show with at Bakersfield, right before we performed, because this dude, Mark, Barrios was going first, dude. That kid is super talented. Shout out to that kid. He's a guitar player. He was that kid I was telling you about. That's like a guitar player, but like he'll like bang on his guitar for a while and loop it, and so then he starts adding notes and stuff. And also, dude, I followed him on Instagram. He's like an insane scooter. He's so good at
like a Razor scooter.
Yeah, like a scooter, bro. Like he's like over here doing backflips at the skate park and stuff.
Gosh.
Like. Flipping it around, dude. He's cold. I watched his.
Crazy.
He has a YouTube channel about like the scooters and stuff, and it's fly. So
that's sick.
But yeah, anyways, he was going first, and somebody was like, "Yo, are you nervous, bro?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm fucking nervous." And I was like, "Dude, I'm nervous too because." And I was like, "If you aren't nervous, then it's kind of like, how much do you care?"
Yeah.
Like, because. And that's why I'm like, why am I nervous? Sometimes I started asking myself that with all the anxiety when I'm just sitting there by myself, bro. Because a lot of the times I pull up solo to my shows. Yeah. But a lot of the times I pull up, solo to my shows for one reason or another. The last one was like this.
Solo to my show-lo. With Solo Dolo.
With Solo Dolo. Shout out Solo Dolo.
See, I am a little bit of a rapper.
For real.
If you think about it, I always make a corny pun like that.
It's true, yeah.
Now people are going to think I'm actually trying to flex.
No, but for real, and I think part of it, no offense, was because I've done that my whole life.
You do always do stuff,
Yeah.
like
Where
start
I'm just
rhyming.
like, voltage, hold this, Colt is lost, bitch, like,
Yeah, yeah.
And I always do that, because that's how my brain works too. It's like, kind of tiring sometimes, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, like what I was saying with the whole nervousness.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, you get nervous. And like, I used to think, like, I remember one time I was sitting there by myself at Roxy. And it was like when Delay came out, like Sticky days, like way back. When I first started performing, it was probably like my second or third show in a while. And I was sitting there rolling my blunt by myself.
Freaking out.
Yeah, and I was like, all right. And I started thinking, why are you so nervous, bro? Why are you so nervous? And then you go, well, because, bro, I do this all the time. I really want this to happen, man. Like, This music means a lot to me. I put my thoughts and my inner feelings into my songs, so I'm a little nervous that you won't see it.
Yeah.
I put a lot of time in, like, and so that's why we go on stage and we go as hard as we do, because it's like, dude, yo, like, I really do this, bro. Like, basically to finish it off, I think definitely I get nervous, but I think there is a part of me now that's getting more and more like, yes, you're nervous, but just because, like, you want people to think you're good, like, because you are good, you want them to see how good you are, how much work you've been putting in, like, it's not because, like, oh, I'm scared of, like, they're gonna not like me, or, like, it's not that anymore. It's more just like, I do this now, And, not because I feel more comfortable, but because I tell myself, dude, this is not your first time. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're like, bro, come on now. And so that's like something that I feed off of when I'm in the studio. When I pull up on someone. I'm like, I gotta show them, bro. We're calm, cool, and collected, but this is not our first rodeo, bro. Like, I pull up and do this, And like to have that, like, knowing that you can do it,
Yeah.
But you can't overthink it. And that is the hardest part. That's where you gotta really just be like, what the, like, put a line down and be like, don't even think about it. Just fucking go in there and do the shit that you do,
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah. What about you? Do you get nervous? Or do you think,
Yeah, I was just thinking about it, and, like, it's weird because I do get really nervous before I'm about to go work, like, on something, like, for Sorry LOL, plug, and, like, the music video I just worked on.
Sorry, you mean this?
Oh, this one. Yeah, like, I was so nervous because there's so many moving parts, and, like, I had, like, PAs and stuff helping me, but, like, I was keeping track of, like, 4 different sets that I dressed completely. I had to dress the whole cast. I had to dress all the extras. And, like, I'm so nervous before, like, can't sleep, like, just worried, trying to think of a solution for problems that, like, haven't happened yet. But, like, by the time I am on set, everything's so fast that there's no time. Like, I'll think about it and be like, how am I going to, like, approach the actors? Like, what do I say? Or, like, how am I going to do this? But, like, once I'm there, it's just, like, you just go into the zone.
Yeah.
And that's just, like, what people do who are, like...
passionate.
Yeah. And, like, good at what they do. And it's the same thing, like, when I used to dance, before you go out sometimes you're like, wait, what the fuck is the dance? Like, I don't know the dance. Like, I can't do it. And then, like, once you go out there, like, you practice it so much, and, like, it's like, you're gonna do it. This is what you do.
Exactly. Yeah.
It like
it's
takes
the
over.
same thing. Yeah, it's very similar to football. Because I was always good at football, and I was never big. I was big for a while. I was like a bigger kid, but I was always good despite my size.
Yeah.
You know? And one reason for that, I think, is because of what we're saying, where it's like, part of it, I really do think back on this a lot, because it's like, why were you so good at football? Like, I wasn't that fast. I wasn't that strong. You know? Like, I was just pretty strong, pretty fast.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I couldn't be tackled. And I think it's because I was so good at the moment. At the time where it's like, okay, but now what? I'm good at that, you know? And so then it's like, I try to put the show all onto that, you know?
Yeah.
Where you're like, it's just the moment. Whenever I'm subconsciously acting, I do it. And the same thing with writing. It's like, just whenever you turn your brain off, like, it's fire, you know?
Yeah.
And
so true.
I might get into some super deep stuff right now, because I gotta ask you, on YouTube, are you allowed to talk about icadelics?
What is that?
I'm speaking in Pig Latin. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, trip.
Yeah, I think so.
I know, right?
Not the Pig Latin.
Dude, you never know, dude. You never know who's listening.
Icadelics. It's like funny. Okay.
But,
yeah, I think so. I don't see why not.
Dude, Russell Brand was talking about this. And so, like, I've told you about the flow state, and I think that's God.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I think when you're in the flow state, you're God.
Yeah.
And that's just what happens when your adrenaline starts going. Like, when you were saying, when you're like, dude, I can't even think right now.
Yeah.
But then it's like, whoa, look at that. I'm doing better than ever.
Yeah, you're like, I'm the shit right now.
What is happening? I can't overthink this, even if I fucking tried. And it's because there's adrenaline going. It's like a different type of state of mind.
Yeah.
So, like, dude, this happens all the time to video game people. People who are playing video games. You go into the flow state sometimes. And they, like, do...
Gamers are so cool.
I know, right? Dude, they're sick. I saw this on TikTok. Russell Brand was on a podcast. Like, weird-ass Russell Brand, right? It's so funny. But he was saying...
Katy Perry's ex.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
He was saying that, like, soccer players go into flow state all the time in video games, and they actually do, like, when they look at what the brain is doing, when you focus on something, when you're sober and you, like, are like, okay, I'm gonna focus on this, I'm reading.
Yeah.
Like, your neurons go together or something like this, where, like, your brain particles, like, congest.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay. And when you're in the flow state, they do the exact opposite. They spread the fuck out. And the other way this happens is when you trip acid. When you trip acid, your brain particles, like, split open. And they just are, like, open to interpretation, kind of. And so that's why you can do crazy-ass things when your adrenaline is going.
Oh.
And that's why acid sometimes forces people's, like, perspectives into different mind states, because it's literally, like, fucking with your brain and, like, it's serotonin, bro. They tried to, when they were making acid, they tried to copy the exact, like, molecules of serotonin. Like, just the positive things in your brain. They tried to copy it. And they didn't do it correctly, obviously, because some people have awful trips.
Yeah.
But, like, the first dude who did it, like, it's interesting. Joe Rogan was talking about this.
Oh, is this why crackheads can always do some crazy shit?
Okay, I actually don't know, but I think so.
Yeah, like, you're like, damn.
You're like, what the hell? And that's the same thing with, like, some of these NBA players. It's like, yeah, they're capable, but, dude, they have the ability to get into the adrenaline zone.
Yeah.
You know? They can do that. And you know what makes it easier? When you're on live television with millions and millions of people watching. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, like, you're playing basketball on the NBA stage. Like, that might get your adrenaline going, you know? But then even more when you put, like, because, dude, we're just, you know, I always say we're humans, but, like, we're spiritual beings existing in a human, like, world, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, when you put a being into this type of stress, like, imagine LeBron's being, actual being. He's just a being like everyone else. But he's on this giant stage, millions of people are watching him, and he's fucking in game 7 of this finals game, and he's like, damn, like, I gotta do this shit, bro. His flow state is working so hard because you guys put him on that much pressure.
Yeah.
The world put that much pressure on him that just a being, a spirit, reacts to that a certain way. You feel me?
Yeah.
Despite his size and everything else that he does have, you know?
Yeah.
It's really, so that's what I think about a lot.
I love that.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, that is interesting.
And I always say that, you know, I tripped acid that one time. I was having a bad trip. At we were like, oh, this is the worst,
Well,
bro.
don't expose everyone who is doing acid.
Oh yeah, bleep that out.
Yeah, I will.
But you know, my good buddy, bleep that out. I gotta tell you. Because it wasn't just like, you know, somebody, it was
That was just funny because you said, my good buddy, and then I thought we were both in agreement where it's like, now I'm not going to say the name, and then you just go,
it was like that Kanye.
I'm like, no!
Yeah.
My good buddy. Don't fucking say it. Anyway.
It was like the Kanye skit. You know that have you seen that thing where he's like, where a doctor
Yeah, he's like,
describes me something,
and I'm not gonna say.
And he's like, of course we can't say.
We know I can't say that.
What race
It
the
was a
doctor?
Jewish doctor.
Yeah, he's like, and he doesn't follow it.
Yeah, we know I
You
can't
can't say
that.
what the race is. It was a Jewish doctor.
You're like, oh, damn, you went ahead and said it.
Yeah. But anyways, I had this super sublime moment right when we left, looking into the sky, that I was like, oh, dude, it was very simple. I was like, I know I like to make people feel like how Kendrick's making me feel. Like the music is feeding my being.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I had to go really deep on that. But the flow state, above all, is like what's really, really interesting in how the brain actually reacts, you know? Because, dude, I don't know if I've ever told you this, but one time I did some acid. I went to a park and played basketball. And some kids were there. They were pretty good. And I was absolutely balling on them. They were probably...
You went crazy.
A little better than me, yeah. But for some reason, I could not miss a shot. Our friend was there. You can ask him. I don't think I missed one shot in game.
The friend you just mentioned?
No. The friend who lives...
A different friend.
Yeah, here.
I'm dead. Okay.
Not gonna name drop, but...
This is like... It's like Guess Who. Okay.
Yeah. For real. But, dude, you can ask him, dude.
Our friend was there. Okay, I'll ask.
Like, dude,
him.
for some reason, I couldn't... And I'm like, dude, I go play basketball all the time. I've never played basketball like I did that one day after
That's
I took
so
a tab, dude.
interesting.
And yeah, and that was before I heard all that. But that was really
But
interesting.
it checked out.
Yeah. Like, and you know what's so
Yeah.
funny is that, like, because this is the downside of psychedelics, is that I'm not as good at reading people.
When you're on it or
Yeah.
off?
On it, for sure. I'm really good at reading people, I think.
Do you feel like when you're in a social setting, you like know how each person in the room is feeling about the current situation?
Not off the rip, but most of the time.
And then do you worry about how they're all feeling, or you just
I
clock
mind it.
Okay, yeah. You don't try to control.
I sometimes try to control it. Like, for example, if it was you, me, and another person, and I could tell you were in a bad mood, and then this person is doing something that's
Right.
like pissing you off, like, I'm gonna control that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before I know you're gonna have a different response to it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be like, hey, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I feel like you're good with that type of stuff. Me, I try to control it like to a fault, where it's like we would have been fine and now you're the one that's ruining it. Like it's like I'm like I'm like noticing everyone's energy, so I'm like, okay, how am I gonna fix this whole puzzle right now? And then I do too much, and then everyone's like, Maggie, you're acting crazy, and I'm like, well, I was just trying to help you, cause. And then they're like, I didn't, like, nothing was wrong, and I'm like, I know it was, cause your energy right here was not good, so I'm trying to get. And then they're like, dude, why the fuck are you doing all of this?
Right.
And I just do that so often in social situations.
Yeah.
That it's like, makes me seem like I'm so high strung. But I'm like feeling too much of everyone's energy.
Yeah.
Just like mom.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
That's like mom to a T.
I know, and that's what I do now.
Yeah. And I do that too. Like I was saying though, but I do it in a much more like
helpful way.
Just turned down, I'd say.
Yeah.
I sometimes I think mom is super helpful in some situations. Especially with people like me, you know?
Yeah.
Like, mom really does. She's like, Zach, don't you want to do this? And I'm like, I guess I do.
It's plug sometimes.
Yeah, like, she's like, yeah, you do. Come on, let's go. And then I'm
then you're like, cool.
All right. Yeah, I'm like, that's really nice. I wouldn't have ever done that. But yeah, that's why I feel the need to do it, I think.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, oh, damn, I'm kind of picking up. This dude's like, not vibing.
It's exhausting.
It is a little exhausting.
It's so exhausting, like...
And I think that's why I get burnt out in social situations so fast, you know?
Me too.
Because I'm like,
too worried.
Damn, bro. And I think I'm jealous of other people who seem to just be able to lock in with one person, you know, and just be satisfied. Because, like, I try to do that, and sometimes I do, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it's like, a lot of the time I'm like, watching.
So you're saying like, you wish you could have a one-on-one convo within a group?
For sure, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But see, that's what I'm saying is, like, say we're in a group of 7 and then, like, 3 of us are all talking to one and there's one left out, then I'm like, oh, dude, yo. You know what I mean? And then I'm like, what can us 3 talk about? I'm talking to this kid, like, me and him, we both talk about this. Let's do.
That's good though. That's just like social skills.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's exhausting.
Yeah, for
you know.
Sure.
Another thing I think about, dude, is I think part of me actually doesn't give enough of a shit about what other people think of me.
I don't think you should give too much about what other people think of you.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
Like, you want to be someone that other people enjoy being around and someone that other people want to be friends with and stuff, but not, like, super, like, too worried about it to where, like, you wouldn't be yourself. So I think it's a good thing to not be too worried about it. Do you think I should let stuff go? Like, when I tell you a story about something that I'm upset about with a friend, are you like, you should just chill out?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, yes.
Not like everything, but like...
Yeah, but a lot of things. And at the same time, I'm like I was saying with the whole thing with mom, where I'm like, yeah, sometimes I don't stand up for myself when I should, I feel like, you know?
Yeah.
Like, or I don't even feel a way about something when I should.
Interesting.
And so... Yeah, so I think it's from a long time of like letting things slide off my shoulders because, like, again, you know how I used to be when I was younger. I used to just like hit people in the face, and like start fights all the time, and it was like a really big problem for me.
Yeah.
So, I grew from that, but I kind of turned the opposite in a lot of ways, where I'm like, okay, I guess I'll just like leave it or like deal with it. Mm-hmm. And like that's the playing field now versus like speaking on it. And so yeah, I think I'm like, I think that way about you, but at the same time I'm like, she doesn't let things go. Like, she's not the type to be fucked with. You know, like, and it's admirable to me.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah, for sure. But hell yeah, like, but sometimes, yeah, I do think some things I'm like, damn, for real. Because, dude, you get in a lot more road rage than me. Like, I have not gotten into one, like, altercation. Sometimes I'm like, dude, that dude's an asshole. Like, what
Oh
the
yeah,
fuck
I'm
ever?
definitely like road raging out there.
Yeah, but
Like I'm trying to beef. Like if we have tension from the
you're
car.
literally the lady from Beef.
No, I feel like I am that lady. and I got into this even like when I'm running. I was rollerblading on the beach and there was a dude riding a skateboard and like I would like rollerblade past him a little and then he was like passing me like aggressively. And I was like, is this dude trying to fuck with me right now? So then I'm like, I'm gonna pass him. So me and this dude kept like passing each other and I was like, I don't know if I'm the only one upset right now. And then the final time he passed me, he was going like fast as fuck. Like he was making it obvious that he was like, dude, leave me the fuck alone. And I was like, wow, I feel like I'm in beef right now. Like, why did I just spend the last 10 minutes with this guy? Like,
Yeah, like, that's crazy.
yeah.
But I feel like stuff like that happens. You know? I honestly do.
Yeah. That's why it's good in the show. 'Cause
Yeah.
people relate, kind of.
Yeah, right? And for sure I've been there too, where I'm like, dude, I'm just not letting this go. But 90% of the time, bro, and I think a lot of it too is like, honestly, Dad and Uncle Dennis, like males in our family that I look up to, you know, I was just like, they're laid back and like unproblematic, bro.
Yeah.
Like they just kick it. Especially like Dad versus Uncle Jeff. You feel me?
Yeah. I'm
Shout out
definitely
Uncle
like,
Jeff.
I'm
If
the
you're
Uncle
watching this,
Jeffs of the world.
I love Uncle Jeff. Yeah.
Yeah, we love you, Uncle Jeff.
If you're watching.
And Uncle Dennis.
And Aunt Kathy.
And Dad.
Oh, we love the whole family. Come on.
Shout out to my uncle.
But it's like, you know what I mean? Where I feel like me and Alex and Carter have talked about that too with Dad and Uncle Jeff. And they're kind of like polar opposites in a lot of ways, you know? Where like, Uncle Jeff will just fight tooth and nail for nothing.
Yeah.
And Dad is like, it's not that deep.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care.
But I feel like I'll get like, I'll be really angry and like pressed about a bunch of stuff. But like when someone else gets upset, like it'll leave my body so fast just so I can diffuse the situation.
Yeah.
Like I'll always be like, oh, I'm mad. And then like someone gets more mad and I'm like, ooh, why are you so mad? Like, I'm gonna like, now I'm happy, so I'm gonna try to fix everything.
Dude, there's a fucking Dane Cook skit about that. Have you ever heard it?
No.
Dude, oh my god. It was one of those where me and all the homies back in like 5th grade used to just quote it all the time. It's like, oh man, he's like, there's a dude who walks into an elevator who's like, he's like, everyone's looking at him, the door's open, and he's standing in the elevator, the dude's like, fine, kiss my ass then. He like walks into the elevator with him alone, and then he's like, there's a lot of things that I'm thinking, and he like, the dude just looks at me, he's like, it's fucking bullshit. The guy's like, oh yeah. You know, but he's like, but there's like a time where I thought like, what if I just diffuse his anger with my anger? What if I just get angrier than him?
Yeah, so then he's like, whoa, what are
He's
you
like, oh, hey, buddy, come on now. Things get better. We don't have to get down on ourselves. Every day's a new day. Like, you know, like. But it's true. It does, because what it makes you do is just realize, like, because, and that's why a lot of times.
It's like holding up a mirror to yourself.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, true.
Yeah, you're like, dude, just fix the eyebrows, bro. Like, you're breathing. Because that's another thing, too, is like, damn, it's hard to be upset when you have a car, when you have a place to stay, and when there's food in the fridge, and like there's people who don't have that shit.
Yeah.
Like a lot. So it's really like that's what I think about, and it's tough too sometimes because you're living your life.
Yeah.
But it's like, damn, like we are really just. It's amazing. It's fantastic, bro. Even if somebody cuts me off, and that's why sometimes I'm like. He didn't hit my car, bro. Like, we're still driving.
Oh, no. I'm going to be real petty about it if someone cuts me off. Like, I'm going to, like, pull up next to you and, like, Mom told me she did this and I do this, too. Like, if you get really angry and, like, cut someone off or something and then, like, they go to cut you off, then you, like, sing your song and act like you're, like, not even recognizing. You just gaslight the fuck out of them. You're like, it's just you. I'm just vibing. Like,
Like, you mad over there?
Meanwhile,
Thought
you
so.
were mad. Like,
Yeah,
you
right.
did it on purpose.
That's hilarious. That's actually super accurate. It's so easy to get petty on the road.
Yeah,
Because,
true.
But honestly, I think that whenever I think about whenever I see people in the car in California, bro, like I never see someone just driving. I feel like ever. I feel like every single person
they're
is
like on their phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every person, and then like they're going like 80, bro, on the 405, bro. It's like stop and go every half mile. You know,
Yes.
and they're like,
It's dangerous.
But the lack of car crashes, though, there's more car crashes in Colorado. 100%.
Really? I feel like there's always a car crash.
What?
How do we even know? We don't know these stats.
Dude, I bet it's way off.
We'll have
And
to
even
figure it
then, it's not slowing up traffic as much. Like if there's a crash on 25, like it's backed up.
Yeah, true. They're just used to it. They're probably like, get to the side, and everyone go.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. But I just think the driving is so upgraded here.
Yeah, you
Like-
like it better?
Oh yeah.
Me too.
And I don't know if people in Colorado were always such bad drivers. There, I said it.
I
But-
think they were.
But the transplants, I think a lot of them are transplants. Because again, like a lot of the population of Colorado is transplants.
What is that?
People who came from other states.
Is that a real term?
For sure.
Transplants. Okay,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, but that's how people here are, do you think?
Oh, for sure. But that's the thing is like everyone's like, damn, but there's a lot of people like I gotta switch out my driving. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But they're and that was the thing is like I told when I was playing poker with all the guys back in Colorado the last time, I was like, the people in LA drive way better. Like the driving is just way better. And they were all like, dude, it's all the people from Texas. And I was like all of them said it. It was like completely no one.
Saying that they're bad drivers in Texas? Or
All
good?
of them said everyone who's screwing up the traffic in Colorado are from Texas.
Oh, I did hear that the drivers in Texas suck.
Yeah,
When
I
I
heard
was
that
in
too.
Houston. And they did. People were doing the dumbest shit. And I was like, I'm so glad I'm not driving.
That's
So
interesting.
they might be from Texas.
Yeah, like they I mean, it was just like at first I was like, dude, come on, like this is a whole state, bro. Like they can't all be from Texas. But
Try
then like
driving in
the
Texas.
fact that they all just said it all at the same time. Like
Yeah.
they were all like, "Oh, it's the Texas drivers." Dude.
How do they know that anyway?
They live in Colorado. And
What
see,
do they like clock in their plates? Or
Yeah.
they just guess?
I think it must be the plates, bro. I don't know, man. they were all were like, "Oh, it's the Texas drivers, 100%."
Maybe they talked about it before.
Yeah, that might have been the case as well. But it's like, why?
Yeah.
Shout out Dab Woods.
Yeah, Dab Woods.
Dab Woods, man. I'm a huge fan of this thing. This is the Strawbanana.
Strawberry and banana.
Strawberry and banana. Super scrumptious.
Okay.
Okay.
So, what I wanted to talk about is the adaptation that we could be getting for The Legend of Zelda. Are you excited?
The movie.
Yeah.
I am
The
excited.
movie.
And to be honest, the topic hit the group chat, the Brotendo's group chat earlier in the week.
Is that what it's called, actually?
Yeah, Brotendo's.
No, really?
Yeah, we call it Brotendo's.
Wow.
It's
What a
just
bunch
the-
of...
Nerds?
Nerds.
Yeah, hell yeah. Shout out the nerds, bro. But anyways,
Love nerds. Love gamer nerds.
yeah, we are some nerdy nerds. Anime, all that. We're talking about it in the Brotendos. Anyways,
So what'd they say?
they were pretty hyped about it. I told them, and we were talking about this earlier, but
Yeah.
I think this is almost like a go-ahead for me, is I want Link to be deaf.
Yeah. I think that's a great idea.
I want him to sign, bro. Because, dude, and I know, it would have made the game so much more complicated if Link had dialogue, especially in the earlier games. And that's why they didn't do it. But, dude, now it's just the way it is, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I just feel like he's got to be deaf, bro. And
I think that would be sick.
to start things off, I mean, looking back on it, it won't be a game changer, but I would like it, bro. Because, like I said, it's not Mario. Like, this shit is serious to some people, bro.
Very serious.
What I'm looking for, ideally, is a Game of Thrones type vibe. And that's underselling it. Honestly. Yeah, that's what I want. I want, like,
The highest production.
sick. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
gore. I am looking for some sick battle scenes and, like, scary looking monsters, bro.
If the creators of the game are involved in the movie, then I think they will make it like as good as you're saying, because obviously if they made the first, what was it, the first
Oh, it was the first.
3D or
Oh yeah, first 3-dimensional game.
yeah, so if they made the first
Ocarina of
3-dimensional
Time.
game
Yeah.
and that came out and everyone was like, what the fuck? There are obviously people who care about production value, like
Yeah.
on top of the game itself and like
100%.
the story. So I feel like they will want to push it further
Yeah.
and like
That's a
do
good point.
cool shit like that. But I don't know if it's live action or if it's like animated.
Yeah,
like
if
Super
it's
Mario
animated,
Bros.
it's like, okay, I'll be down for a voiceover. I feel like you have to at that point. So if it's animated, I need it to be Wind Waker, actually. And real ones, no. It's basically like the ocean vibes, you know?
Yeah. Oh, that's when he's on that little boat.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite ones because, like, you know, I played it so much growing
Yeah.
up. Because it was like the first one on GameCube. But the graphics are so bright and vibrant and like fun that's just like a whole different thing. That's like a different type of nostalgic Zelda. If you're gonna animate it, go that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if it's a live action, and it's some of that stuff that I was telling you about the other night in Ocarina of Time, with like the Shadow Temple that was scary to us, you know, like, and like, I want it to be like that, you know, like I want the Redeads to be like,
Scary.
yo, like, and the Scream to be like, what the heck?
Yeah.
And that leads me to my point that I was talking to them in the group chat about, actually, is I think they would do best just adapting Ocarina of Time. I think they'll most likely do Breath of the Wild. I think a lot of us, like OG real fans who have been fans since Ocarina, like there's a lot of us, bro. You know what I mean? Where like we have been playing since the Nintendo 64 days.
Yeah.
And like it means a lot to us. So I think they should just start with that. Ocarina of Time, that first game I was telling you about. They should just adapt that story word for word, bar for bar. And like have a
Yeah.
live action, sick ass, scary, like almost like The Witcher. I don't know if you've ever seen The Witcher.
Mm-mm.
The Witcher is a tight show on Netflix. It's actually coming out with a new season, but I heard they replaced the main character with one of the Hemsworth dudes. So I don't know about that.
Nice.
I don't know about that because I like the dude, you know.
Yeah.
But I'll keep an open mind. But either way, that show's pretty sick. Like, and it's just a cool, like, I like it because it's about this dude and like people come in and out of it, like Zelda. And I know it's gonna be a movie, but it's like I want it to be like about Link and like he goes through all of these things and like there are certain people who are in there for a long time, almost like a main character, and then they go away, because that's like what real life is like, you know.
Yeah. True.
And that's what the game is like too. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think I don't know, but I think that they have mastered the art of adapting video games into movies over the last like 20 years. Because when they started doing it, it was garbage. The first Super Mario Bros. Movie was horrible, like one of the worst movies that ever came out.
Really?
Yeah. And then because they gave them the rights to make the movie, and then they were like, sick, but the creators weren't on it at all. And then like they did Sonic, nobody liked how Sonic looked, and then they changed him. So I feel like they're taking it as seriously as it should be taken with how much people love video games.
Yeah.
And so I think it'll be good. But the fans, like you and everyone else, like, it could go any way. I feel like it's so sketchy to make something like adapted that means so much to people. Same with like One Piece. Mm-hmm. We don't know what's gonna happen with One Piece.
Yeah. That is pretty sketchy.
Because you want to say like the creators are involved, so like you trust it, but like,
are they in the One Piece?
He is, yeah.
Oh.
But then there was something that came out that said, you know, Luffy's wearing sneakers because the actor couldn't do stunts in sandals. And so now he's like wearing tennis shoes the whole thing, and it's like,
they don't have CGI for that, or?
Right? You couldn't have figured it out? Because that's like part of his character.
Yeah.
He's just in sandals, like he's a pirate. He's just like not. And then they're like, you're telling me you couldn't work around him not doing the stunts in sandals? Like, what are we doing?
That's crazy.
So now it's getting a little sketchy.
Yeah, because that's the thing too, is like that's just such a fragile like fan base.
Yeah.
Like not fragile to One Piece, but fragile to like anything but that's trying to like act like it, you know?
Yeah. Like some people have been reading this for I don't know how long, 20 years.
Yeah.
Like you can't fuck around and phone it in when it comes to doing stunts in sandals.
For real, like
because that like little detail like means a lot to these people and the characters.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Anyway, I'm not a One Piece master, but
no, I mean,
while we're on the topic of fantasy, I just thought I'd throw it in there.
Yeah, I mean, I've never watched. I've watched a couple episodes of One Piece. I haven't finished it at all. But
at all, not even dipped a toe in.
Yeah, but I will go see the movie. I'm just gonna be honest, and there's people like me, I bet, who are like, oh, it's probably a good story, but 1,000 episodes?
Nah.
Oh, they're making a movie. Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, and then if it's like a really good story, I'm like, all right. Now it's like worth my time. Like I'm gonna go back and like rewatch it. But
it's like it's good though.
I know.
Like that One Piece is gonna be fire if you give it the time.
I know, but that's the thing is like, I just want to watch it, the whole thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that'll take years.
It'll take so long, and it's like, so then what? Because I already have only so much time to watch TV by myself, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I really just turn it on, like, when I'm going to sleep and watch it for, like, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, probably.
This was all over the place today.
Yeah, it really was. Sorry about that.
Yeah, but maybe you guys liked it. I love why I like podcasts is I love when people go into, like, a real conversation like this, and you're, like, you feel like you're just there talking with them. And that's why it's, like, entertaining. So, hopefully people liked it. Hopefully you guys liked it.
Yeah, hopefully you liked it.
I liked it.
Thank you.
Oh, and stay tuned for next time. Should we do it next week or 2 weeks?
Let's do an update next week, and in 2 weeks
from now. With how it's going.
Yeah, we're presenting something of a final product 2 weeks from now.
Okay. 2
weeks. 2 Sundays from now.
2 weeks, Zach will have a film, and I'll have a song to share.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
All right. Have a good night, y'all. Thank you once again for tuning into the Sunday Night Nut Pod.
Yeah, thanks.
My name is Baxkpaxkzaxk, X's known C's.
And I'm Maggie. Bye.
Bye.
We are brother and sister.